is home to one of the world's oldest civilizations, and one of the greatest unsolved mysteries. Beneath its soil lie the remains of great cities, Harappa, Mohenjo-daro, Dhalavira. Cities with baths and drains, granaries and roads, planned with mathematical precision. But from this brilliant world, not a single word has been read. Thousands of inscriptions have been found. Yet the Harappan script remains undeciphered. 1,000 years later, the Vedas emerge, India's sacred hymns. But the culture they describe is nothing like Harappa. So who were the Vedic people? Where did they come from? And what happened to the civilization that came before? Harappa was no myth. Spread over more than 1 million square kilometers, it was larger than Mesopotamia and Egypt combined. We've uncovered over 1,500 settlements in modern-day India and Pakistan. And we've found over 4,000 inscriptions, carved on seals, tablets, pottery, and copper tools. But we cannot read a single sentence. The Harappan script is made up of short strings, 5 to 10 symbols on average. There are no long texts, no bilingual keys, no obvious links to Brahmi or Devanagari. Many experts believe it was logosyllabic, like Sumerian, combining symbols for both objects and sounds. Some argue it was Proto-Dravidian. Others claim it wasn't a full language, just symbolic. Artificial intelligence has tried to crack the code. But the debate continues, was it a forgotten language? Or a deliberately erased one? By 1900 BCE, Harappan cities began to crumble. Rivers dried. Trade collapsed. Urban life disappeared. And something strange happened, India lost the art of writing. For the next 1,500 years, there's no archaeological evidence of writing in the subcontinent. No scripts. No inscriptions. No sacred texts. Then, in the first millennium BCE, the Vedas appear. Not as books, but as chants. The Rigveda, the oldest of them, is composed in perfect poetic meters. But it's preserved orally, not written down until much later, during the Gupta period. So where were the Vedic people before that? And why do their hymns never mention the great cities, bricks, or baths of Harappa? The Rigveda tells a very different story. A world of nomads. Open grasslands, cowherders, warriors with chariots, and sacrificial fire altars. No cities. No temples. No writing. The Vedic world was village-based, not urban. Their rituals were oral, their gods elemental. And while India had already built cities 1,000 years earlier, the Vedic culture seems almost new. In fact, the first temples in India were built by Buddhists and Jains, not Vedic followers. The famous Ashokan pillars, Buddhist stupas, and Jain cave temples were the first monumental religious structures. Vedic society did not build temples, did not use idols, and had no written texts for centuries. So where did the Vedic people come from? Archaeological and linguistic clues point west, toward Greater Iran, Armenia, Azerbaijan, and Syria. The Zend Avesta, the sacred text of Zoroastrianism, shares striking similarities with the Rigveda. Both speak of fire rituals. Both mention Sapta Sindhu, the land of 7 rivers. The gods have reversed meanings. Deva means god in Sanskrit, but Deva means demon in Avesta. Asura means demon in Sanskrit, but Ahura is god in Avesta. These aren't coincidences, they point to a shared Indo-Iranian origin. And the links don't stop there. In ancient Hebrew, the language is consonantal, vowels are not written. Just like the oral Vedic Sanskrit, which wasn't written down for centuries. And here come the mythic parallels. Abraham and Brahma. Sarah and Saraswati. Both traditions speak of a divine father, a sacred river, and a chosen people. Could these be echoes of a common ancestral mythology? A cultural memory fractured across regions? What we see is not just a missing script, but a missing link between two worldviews. On one side, Harappa. urban, literate, planned, but lost. On the other, the Vedic world. Oral, rural, ritualistic, but disconnected. There is no evidence the Vedic people descended from Harappans. There is no Vedic script in use until after the rise of Buddhism. And there is no mention of Harappan cities in Vedic texts. What we have are two separate stories. One ended in silence. The other began with myth. And only archaeology reveals the gap between them. For centuries, we were taught a single narrative. That India was the land of eternal Vedic wisdom. But the earth tells a different story. That India's earliest civilization was not Vedic. That its script was forgotten. And that its gods may have come from elsewhere. Until we decode the Harappan script. Until we accept the gaps. The story of India's origins will remain a dark quest.